Hi, how we doing, folks? Your boy Marcos over here, Wasteland Wednesday. Hopefully I make it through this episode, man, because I am hurt, and I'm going to try to make this episode without sneezing or, like, dying. Allergies, son, they are kicking my ass. Straight up, man. I never had allergies too bad until a couple years ago. I went to Spain in the winter, and, like, I couldn't breathe. I was like, yo, this is wild. And over there was the humidity and whatnot, but now, ever since then, like, allergies just tear me up. So it's heating over here, the trees are going wild, all the pollen. People saying there's pollen all over the place. How did these guys get Titans so quickly? There's got to be a burn card, right, that allows you to get these Titans. I've yet to get that burn card. Hello, I'd like that burn card at some point. Not that it gives it too much of a tactical advantage anyway to have a Titan like that early. I don't really like to bring out my Titan too early. I like, honestly, sometimes I prefer for them to have a Titan out first. So this is a little bit of Tight Tuesday, Wasteland Wednesday game, because these guys take out a big lead over here, or a lead for the most part of the game, due to them having these Titans out early and people just not playing the brightest over here. What I do want to talk about in this episode, though, man, is I want to do like a little preview of like each company, for E3. In these next come Wasteland Wednesdays. And I figured today we're going to suitably talk about Microsoft because they dropped some news over here, some pre-3 news. And look at that spawn. I'm like, oh, say word. We do this here? Okay. They dropped some bombshell news earlier today that is good. It's positive news. Hallelujah. Back in the positivity thing. So I'm going to talk a little bit about, where kind of the things stand with these companies. I'm going to do Microsoft, obviously, this week. And then Sony, Nintendo, and everyone maybe gets some third parties that I might want to talk about. And that's how we're going to lead up to the June 9th and June 10th press conferences that are set up over there for E3. So Microsoft dropped some bombshell news today. They're cutting off the Xbox One with the Kinect nonsense. They're going to take away the Kinect. They're going to give you an option to get an Xbox One without the Kinect for $100 less. Put it on par with the PS4. Ding, ding, ding. That's a win. Because all of a sudden, you're not the high roller in the block. We all remember this, man. We all remember when the PS3 came out and they dropped the bomb that was going to be like $600. And you were like, what? The 360 was like, yeah, we ain't going to be that expensive. Don't worry about it. And then you're like, oh, okay, so I can just buy this thing. Boom, boom, boom. It matters. It matters. It might not matter to, someone who has a large amount of disposable income. But to those people that can only buy one system, or to those people that, they got to pick when they're going to buy it and how much they're going to buy it, that $100 matters. That's a game. That's 2 games. That's a game and a controller, maybe, depending on what you get. That kind of stuff's important. So that's a win right there. And the fact that they're doing the price drop. A little bit interesting, the fact that they're dropping the Kinect out of it. Obviously they got to reduce the price somehow. I'd be curious to see if they kind of let the Kinect die. I don't think they will. I don't think it's really that bad of a thing if they do, to tell you the truth. I got it. I got the Xbox One when it came out. I've been pretty satisfied with it so far. It hasn't blown me out of the water. I wouldn't recommend when I would talk to somebody. It's like, if you're not gonna play, like if you don't need it, if you don't want to play it right now, then don't get it. Like if Titanfall isn't incentivizing you to get it, then there's no point in you really getting it because there's nothing else out there. That killer app doesn't exist. That killer app it's very rare to find that killer app. I think that's overused a little bit too much. I actually read an article today. That Satoru Iwata we'll talk about as well to the 10th episode. But I'll briefly touch it here. I was saying that the Game Boy was dead until the Pokemon came out and that revived it. That was the killer app for the Game Boy. And all the Wii U needs is one of those. Well, Pokemon, I mean that's a rarity. Like that doesn't happen. That's not common that like a game like Pokemon will come out and then all of a sudden like everything will take off from it. You want that to happen. You want that opportunity to go over there, but it's not like exactly how it works. I'm looking over here like, hold up, bro. Let me pop you right here. A lot of people playing the high rises over here, which I really like this Titanfall gameplay. And I think over here is kind of where we start, changing the tide of war. So they announced that. So $100 less, beautiful Kinect, cool. You can buy it if you want. I would always say if you do have the money, go ahead and get it. It's not gonna hurt you. I have it. It's cool. I'll go over here in my room. I'm not gonna say it right now because it'll actually turn it on. But I'll say the magic words and it'll turn on, and I'm able to adjust it on the fly. And it's cool, sometimes, especially when I'm coming in out of work, I just turn it on, blah blah, tell it what to do, and that'll thing be run without me having to touch it. It's nifty. Is it $100 worth nifty? No, probably not. Am I ever gonna play a game using it? I highly doubt it. I can't even imagine what would happen if that. The only game I honestly used it wasn't Tomb Raider. You could switch your gun by talking to it, and sometimes I do that, but very rarely. Yeah, I wouldn't even say very rarely. I did do it sometimes, just to use the Kinect. But can I hit the D-pad? Yeah, like I can still touch the D-pad to change the guns. Don't worry about it. I don't need that. It ain't like that. They also announced that you're going to be able to use things like Netflix, Hulu, all that stuff that you kind of have your own subscription for without having to pay for gold. Now, this to me, like, this is something that's been harped on, and I put this all in the umbrella of positivity, which is what Microsoft needs, which is my big thing that they're going to need in this press conference is positivity. So I'm 100% for it. I'm 100% for it. I mean, it doesn't hurt anybody, it doesn't kill anybody. I think it's really overstated, you know. How many people don't have gold, really, with their Xbox? Unless you're in, like, a circumstance, you know, I understand that where you're in a place where there is no internet, obviously. Cool, but then because you're not using Netflix either. You know, if you're, you know, I'm thinking more of maybe like soldiers that are out abroad that might have their 360s out there, or their Xbox Ones. I'm thinking about, you know, people who just live in the middle of nowhere. Someone who goes on like a retreat for something for like a week, and they're like, you know, I'll bring the 360, play with the boys. You know, have internet there, but then you're not using Netflix either. It's very difficult to understand why you'd have, and I'm sure there's circumstances where that happens. So that's why that's good. But I think that's going to get blown out of proportion of how positive that is, really. Because to me, it's good, but it's nothing too crazy. Like, it's not, you know, not revolutionary over here. And the third thing is that they're finally bringing the Xbox games with gold to Xbox One. I'm very curious to see how this is. Here's how ideally I'd use that. I'm not sure if they're going to do this. But ideally, I would use that as my kind of form of... I'm missing the word right here, where you get to play the old games on the new system, backwards compatibility. That's how I'd use that. So, you know, for example, and the games of gold actually this month for the Xbox 360 are really good. I've actually got to maybe get another hard drive, something to clear out, flash drive, something to get those, because they're releasing Street Fighter 4, and they're releasing Dark Souls, and they're releasing some other game, which I've never heard of as the indie game. But that's cool. But that would be my backwards forward compatibility. Be like, hey, listen, you know, for example, when the next Gears drops, I would go and release Gears 1. You know, the previous 3 months, I released Gears 1, 2, and 3, and, you know, if you want to throw judgment in there, whatever. I'd release those free with Games of Gold on Xbox One, because that allows people to get refreshed with that series. It's definitely going to hype up, you know, the games. It's going to allow you to play those games on Xbox One, so there's your backwards compatibility. Maybe, you know, find some sort of way to get a feature if you have those achievements unlocked from the previous one, because the gamer score is still carried over. It'll carry over. Maybe with the cloud, you can bring even a save file if you want for the 360. Either way, that'd be great, but it's not like the end of the world if they can't do that. But bring that over there, and then that'll hype up that game. Some people will be playing Gears for free for 3 months and be like, oh, here's another Gears? Cool. I know the storyline. I'm not scared to hop in there. Let's do that. Especially a lot with these sequels. You know, people are kind of scared to hop in because they're going to miss out over there. It's also something that I'm interested in with the titles, you know. I think that's why like Call of Duty strays away from the 1, 2s, and 3s too much. You know what I mean? They did a Black Ops 2 or whatever, but it's a story. Like Call of Duty's kind of its own beast that you don't really play for the story necessarily. But games that kind of have, you know, you know, you'll name something 1, 2, and 3. People were kind of scared because they're like, well, I haven't played 1, will I be lost? Will I not be lost? That kind of thing. So that's what they did over there. What I expect from the B3 conference, and unfortunately I'm running out of time over here. I didn't realize, man. I just want positivity, man. Positivity and games. Just talk games. Listen, don't even give me any of this Connect nonsense. Talk very little to minimum of the Xbox TV. I could care less, but, you know, they're doing some cool stuff with documentaries and whatnot. If you got to give me something about that, give me something about that. I wouldn't even do that, though. At E3, I would only talk games. If I'm going to talk about Xbox TV, I'm going to talk something else, I'm talking at a completely different event. Maybe later on. You know, that Monday press conference at 9 a.m., you're the first ones up there. You go up there and you go for an hour and you show games. Period. Beast games. Every game you got. I don't care what game it is. You just drop games for an hour, and you drop the mic and say, all right, your turn. What do you got? And that's it. And then maybe later on in the week, you'll talk about the Xbox TV and all the other stuff, and you have some bombshell, you know, after you negotiated with the World Cup, they're going to be transmitting every game from, like, a seller in Brazil. I don't care. Games, games, games. Keep the positive trend going. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. We out of here. I got to blow my nose.